This video is a follow-up to the fundamentals of object states, where we explored how to assign different appearances or behaviors to assets based on interactions. Today, we're taking that concept further by learning how to use groups as triggers, allowing multiple elements to respond to a single interaction seamlessly. I have a button with a rectangle background as well as some text. My rectangle already has a hover state applied to it where the color changes on hover. Now, I want to add another hover state interaction where the text becomes underlined. I'll select my text, add a new default state with a transition, click the hover state in the drop-down menu, apply another transition, and then underline the text. In the preview window, we can see the issue clearly. I can hover over the rectangle and it changes color, but as soon as I hover over the text, the rectangle goes back to the default state. These types of stacked interactions can be tricky, but there's a simple solution. One option is to include the text and the rectangle target state interactions in a new hotspot, and target them both separately. This would work fine, but it can become time-consuming when there's multiple states and objects that you need to target and keep track of. So what's the easier solution? Grouping the objects together and using a single interaction. I'll select both the rectangle and the text and group them together. I'll rename this group button. Now with the group selected, I'll toggle the Use Group as Trigger option. This ensures that any interaction applied to the group will automatically sync across all elements inside of it. I'll add a hotspot over the button, navigate to the Interact tab, and set an on-click Go to URL interaction. This is where it would normally break my hover state, since the hotspot would be blocking my cursor from truly hovering over the button. So I'll apply an on-hover interaction with a Change Target State action. Instead of selecting the text and the rectangle separately, I can choose the entire button group and select the group's hover state. Now, when I hover over the button, the text underlines, the rectangle changes color, and I can click the button to go to the URL that I've set up. As you can see, using groups as triggers helps streamline interactions, keeping your designs cleaner and more efficient. This becomes especially true as you build more complex interactions with multiple different states for different objects. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the fundamentals of object states to get up to speed. And as always, just about anything you can imagine, you can make it in Ceros.